Okay. So a bit of essay paragraph writing to follow on from what we talked about before. I've got my plan. I've got my thesis statement about how women women are essentially subject to men in the play, and their success in life is determined by the male characters, and it's worse being a woman than being a man in 1912, and J.B. Priestley wants that to shift in 1945. He wants women to become part of, an integral and important part of a society that is more socialist and more egalitarian, more equal. So we talked about the character of Mrs. Burling. How does Mrs. Burling tie in with this? So Mrs. Burling has some authority and control as the leading member of the, quote, Bromley Women's Charity Organisation. However, her position in society is determined by her marriage to the rich industrialist Arthur Burling. Yeah, so that's kind of my point at the beginning of the paragraph. What J.B. Priestley is saying about Mrs. Burling's life. She has some power and authority and control, but this is determined by her marriage to Mr. Burling. How do we know this? He has been mayor of Bromley and a magistrate, making them important in the local community. Further, Mrs. Burling actively supports a traditional and male-dominated society. Okay, so I've got some quotations to back up what I'm saying, kind of embedded in here. But what I haven't done is I haven't really analysed or looked at what J.B. Priestley is doing here. So let's start focusing more on what the writer's doing. Yeah, J.B. Priestley gives Mrs. Burling the line, "When you are married, when you're married, you will realize that men have important work to do." Yeah? Telling her daughter to accept her fiance's infidelity. Okay. What is J.B. Priestley doing here? Yeah. How is he kind of getting across that Mrs. Burling values men over women and privileges men? Yeah. The use of this declarative statement makes it seem that Mrs. Burling is being overly rational and talking down to Sheila, making it seem as if
Would Tom Green come to reception?
Make it seem as if sorry, little buzzer there's ruined my train of thought. Making it seem as if it is natural and proper for men to be in charge. The phrase important work privileges male work, i.e. business, over female, aligning Mrs. Burling with traditional views from the Edwardian era. Okay, so I've got a bit of context in there as well. Why is J.B. Priestley doing this? Why is he showing us Mrs. Burling like this? Because we got a bit of what J.B. Priestley's saying, how he's saying it, why is he saying it like this? Well, surely he's trying to make Mrs. Burling look like she is in the wrong here. So by presenting these views through the character of the cold Mrs. Burling, Priestley encourages the audience to question their validity we don't agree that Sheila should simply accept Gerald's transgressions. The play's original 1945 audience would question Mrs. Burling's insistence on submission to men, especially after a war effort in which women played a traditional role. So I've got a lot of what, how, and why here. I've got some explanation. This is by no means perfect. There's a lot that you could do around incorporating other quotations and kind of parallels across the play, but it gives you an idea of kind of what, how, why, in line with the essay we've planned, looking at women in An Inspector Calls.